Welcome to the Average Me channel. In today's video I'm going to show you how to mount a television on a wall. This TV behind me is it's not the right size. The legs don't fit this little table that it's on. So I ordered a wall mount from Amazon. I'll link it down below. And I want to open this up, show you what's inside, and then walk through the process of hanging this TV on the wall. So the first thing we're going to do is take a look at everything. First couple of things we see are instruction sheets. I don't think we're really going to need these, but if we do, it's here. You can certainly look at it. This next piece of paper, it's real glossy. I'm going to assume this is a template. So let's open it up. Yep. So here you can see this model is Amazon Basics. This is really nice. This is going to come in really handy. We cut this out and tape it to the wall in the position we want. That's going to be based on measurements of the TV, of course. We're going to want the TV centered left to right and the height. And this will tell us exactly where we can drill the holes. Next up, okay, well, let's open all these boxes first. See what's in all these boxes. So the first one, oh, I see what these are. All right, so these are little extension arms. You're going to see in here, I imagine it's way down at the bottom, there's a plate. And the plate has just a ridiculous amount of holes in it. But it's so it can line up with all different types of TVs and different configurations on where the mounting brackets might be on the back. And this just gives you a little more option there. If it goes beyond that plate, you mount this to the plate. And then we have all of these slots and holes that we can move this up and down and move the mounting screws back and forth until you find just the location that you need. I don't think I'm going to need this. This is a 43-inch TV, and I don't think the mounting holes are going to be that far apart. And oh, this one has a hole in it. That's because it was going up against the mounting bracket. But let's see what this is. I have no idea what that is. Looks like it might be a clip for cables or something. Oh, and here's our hardware. So we'll be talking about this later. They have some anchors. So you drill the hole into drywall, you put these anchors in, you put the bolts into that. Those expand and they make it nice and tight. I prefer, for drywall, when you're hanging something as heavy as a TV, a different type of anchor. I like the anchors that actually open up behind the wall, and that way nothing can pull through. I'll probably use these, however. This is a pretty light TV. I'll just keep my eye on it for a while. If I see the brackets coming loose, it's a simple matter to unscrew the bracket and put a different set of anchors in there. And here are the mounting screws that actually attach the bracket to the TV. All right, so we have one. Maybe I'll put this back in the box just so we can keep track of everything. All right, now we have another box here. And this got a hole in it from rubbing against the bracket as well. I don't think it's going to hurt anything. And, oh wow. This has just all kinds of mounting hardware. You're not going to use all this. I really do like to do this because it assumes all different televisions are going to have different size mounting screws. So they give you a whole bunch of them. And the other thing that I really like, I saw this in the ad, but I wasn't sure they were actually going to send it. Let me get this back in. And that is a level. Isn't that cool? I don't know how accurate it is. I mean, it's not a real high quality, but it's a little bubble level. I just love this. Not only is it going to help to mount this, make this job easier, but I can keep it and just use it. It's another tool. Okay, now we're getting to the nitty-gritty. So here is the actual wall bracket itself. And you can see this can pull away from the wall. This is what's going to mount to the wall. And this can pull away from the wall. It can swivel back and forth. And it swivels up and down as well. So this is really, really great. All kinds of different positions. So I think I'm going to like it. I think I'm going to be very satisfied with this purchase. And where can I set this? I'll put it under the table here. And finally, the last thing that we have here is the mounting plate. This is what's going to go on the back of the TV, and that's going to attach to this part right here. So that's going to come together like that. That's how that's going to attach. So those are all the parts, so let's get started. The first thing I'm going to do is mount this bracket. So you're going to have to, first of all, find the screws that fit. It's going to mean opening up a lot of those packages. Also find the washer that fits it. So I have the screws in the washer. I'm very fortunate when I put the plate on, it is not going to interfere with my cables, my cord. All my connections are on the side, so I'm really good. If there is anything that needs to be plugged in, check it now before you put the bracket on. Then you're going to see what holes connect. Once again, I'm very fortunate. The main holes in the corner fit my TV perfectly. So I'm going to go ahead and screw this whole thing on. A couple of things I should point out. Where this screws in, mine are flush. If they're recessed, they give you some plugs you can put in there to make sure that it's flush. And also make sure that you're not using screws that are too deep. If it goes too deep, it could crush the plastic and maybe hurt something inside the TV. Let's go ahead and put this on. You don't have to get crazy tight with this. You don't want to hurt the plastic or anything that's back there. Now also notice that this narrow part of the hole is toward the top. That's when I hang it on the bracket. It's going to be in the right position. Now I am going to measure from the bottom of my set to the center of the bracket. In my case it's 7 inches. That is going to help me determine where I'm going to hang the bracket on the wall. If I go from the center to the edge, it's 19. So I know that I'm 7 inches up, 19 inches over, and that's going to help me position this on the wall. I positioned my template, so the center is where I want it from the TV. If I measure 7 inches down, it's around here. That's where I want the bottom of my TV. So I took the level and I leveled it according to the lines on here. You want to get that bubble in the center. I also leveled it up and down, so I know this is straight. You have a little bit of latitude with it, but you want to get it as straight as you can. What you might want to be careful of is what's behind here. If you have a wooden stud, that's great. You can screw this right into the wooden stud. Be careful you don't have electrical conduit running this way, water pipes, anything like that. I usually drill a small little exploratory hole, just deep enough to go into the drywall. It's about a 1/2 inch. This is 1/2 inch drywall. And then I can kind of poke around, see what's in there. You can also use a tool to see what's back there, but I like to get, to be sure that nothing's there before I drill the main hole. Okay, I drilled a couple of pilot holes, and I can tell just by pushing my drill bit through there, there's nothing back there that I'm going to hit. So I'm going to take this off, and I'm going to drill the holes of the size. There's my center mark. So drill the holes of the size. Yeah, I know you're saying it didn't hit dead center. I wasn't trying to be that exact, as long as my TV was roughly in that location. Holes of the size that accommodates the hardware. These look like really big lag bolts, but according to the directions, I should be drilling a 5/16 inch hole to accommodate the anchors and these bolts. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And we can go ahead and tap these in. I might be able to just push them in. Yeah. And I'll push that flush. That one's being a little belligerent. Let's get my hammer and I'll tap that flush. There, that one's good. And that one just needs a little help. There we go. Now I'm going to make sure that it's facing the right direction. This arrow faces up, and this plate comes back, and I'm going to put in, push it to the side a little bit, be easier to work, and I'm going to drive my 3 bolts in here. These bolts have both a hex head and a Phillips screw. I'm going to strongly recommend that you put that in with the hex drive. When you're screwing something, you have a tendency to push, and these are not very good plugs. I actually replace the anchor on this one, and I will on the bottom one, because when you screw in, there is no lip around these anchors, and you push it right through the wall. I was afraid it would happen. If you're using the hex head, it's spinning rather than pushing like you tend to do with a screwdriver. It's another day, and I wanted to show you what I bought to better secure this TV. This is a type of fastener I want to use, a type of anchor. Here's how this works. It's got 2 kind of like twist ties on here. So you can see how when I push those, that almost moves like a paddle motion. So you stick this in the hole, and then you even those up, and then pull it against the wall. And then this part right here just slides up against the wall nice and tight. Then you snap these plastic strips off, and you screw your screw in. And that's going to be really tight because this holds it secure to the wall while the screw goes in, and that's not coming out unless this big chunk of wall this size rips out. So that's what I'm going to use. Now this is really important about the mounting bracket. This is the bracket, and when you hang this on the wall, there is a little hole here. You probably can't see it very well, but it's a pop out with an arrow pointing up. It is critically important that you mount it that direction. Don't mount it upside down. So make sure that arrow's pointing up, and that's how you hang this on the wall. Now this is the plate that you're going to be attaching to the back of your TV. All right, so we're looking at this now as if you are looking through your TV. This is the back side of it. So this is going to be attached to your TV. You're going to screw it in, and you won't be able to see this when I'm showing it to you. That's why I'm doing it now. What's going to happen is this is going to hang just like that. Okay, so you're going to take your TV. Once this bracket is on, it's going to hang there. And you can see there's 2 holes right here. And these 2 holes, you're going to put screws in from the back, and that's what's going to attach this entire bracket. So these 2 screws I'm going to put in. I'm going to make sure that the TV is level, so I just have to twist it one way or the other. I got to be really careful because it's loose right now, and then tighten them up when it's level. These 2 little screws right there. The only thing I don't like about this entire kit are the anchors. And what happened was the anchors got in there. One of them, when I tried to start screwing, it pushed right through. The other just started spinning. And you really need a substantial set of anchors if it's going to hold the TV up. The whole thing is dependent upon that. If this were going into a stud, no problem, it'd be perfect. I'm very happy with everything I got in the kit. I think that is substantial. I think it's going to hold up. I just didn't like the anchors, and I can't give it a thumbs down for a $1 or $2 piece of hardware. You know, it pulls out from the wall really well. It tilts really well. I'm probably not going to do any of that because we're in a real small room. I'm just going to keep it as is. But it has a lot of flexibility. It pulls out. It'll turn left, right, up, down. It does a lot of things. Aside from that, I'm very happy with the product. It's a really easy install, especially if you're going into a stud. If you're going into drywall, I would recommend plan ahead and get a couple of really good wall anchors, drywall anchors. Other than that, if you're interested in this product, it's linked down below. I hope that I helped you a little bit figure out how to install this thing. And if so, please give me a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below, and we'll see you here next time.